Not all conspiracy theories are created equal. Some might sound completely out there at first, but when you dig just a little deeper, the evidence starts to pile up in ways that make you question what's really going on behind the scenes. Today, we'll explore 20 outrageous conspiracy theories that might actually be true. Stick around, and don't forget to subscribe to Surprise Insights for more fascinating facts like these. And if you're enjoying this video, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and drop a comment below. Let's get this conversation started up. 20. Paul McCartney's death. What if one of the Beatles wasn't who we thought they were? That's the theory surrounding Paul McCartney, who some believe died in 1966 and was quietly replaced by a lookalike. Fans point to bizarre clues like Paul walking barefoot on the Abbey Road album cover, something that supposedly symbolizes death. Then, there are the lyrics that, when played in reverse, allegedly say Paul is dead. Forensic experts have even studied photos from before and after 1966, claiming that his facial structure changed. Could it be true? Maybe the evidence isn't definitive, but it's certainly enough to raise some eyebrows. If juries can be swayed by expert testimony, who are we to dismiss it? 19. COVID-19 was engineered in a lab. The theory that COVID-19 was engineered in a lab has gained attention since the virus emerged in 2019. While most scientists believe the virus has a natural origin, some argue that it could have accidentally escaped from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, which was studying coronaviruses in bats. The lab leak theory is fueled by the unique characteristics of SARS-CoV-2, which some believe could be the result of genetic manipulation. However, the World Health Organization's report in 2021 dismissed this possibility, citing a natural origin as the most likely scenario. Despite the ongoing debate, no conclusive evidence has emerged to definitively prove that the virus was intentionally engineered. 18. The Phantom Time Hypothesis. The phantom time hypothesis proposes that around 300 years of history, from 614 to 911 CE, were fabricated, suggesting that we may be living in the wrong year. According to this theory, Emperor Otto III and Pope Sylvester II manipulated the calendar to make the year 1000 appear more significant, effectively inserting fake history into our timeline. Evidence supporting the theory includes a lack of written records, physical artifacts, and key developments that seem to appear suddenly without transition. The theory also points to mismatched timelines across different cultures, from Europe to the Middle East to China. Despite being widely dismissed by historians, the idea challenges how we perceive history and the accuracy of our calendar system. 17. The government is hiding proof of alien life. What if the government already knew about alien life and has been hiding it from us? In 2021, the Pentagon released a report on unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, revealing that they've been tracking strange objects in our skies for years. Pilots, military personnel, and even civilian witnesses have reported seeing crafts moving at impossible speeds and performing maneuvers that defy physics. And it gets even stranger. In 2023, former U.S. intelligence officer David Grush testified that the U.S. government has been hiding evidence of alien spacecraft for decades, including recovered crashed UFOs and non-human biological remains. 16. Denver International Airport secrets. We've all been to airports, but Denver International? That's a whole different story. Beneath its massive runways, some believe lies a hidden world, complete with underground bunkers for the elite, or even something more extraterrestrial. Why do we think that? Well, consider the airport's strange murals, Masonic symbols, and bizarre budget overruns. And here's the kicker. The airport is nearly twice the size of Manhattan, far more space than any typical airport needs. Workers have even reported tunnels that don't seem to connect to anything, and 5 buildings that were built incorrectly and then buried underground. Sounds suspicious, right? 15. The moon landing was staged. You've probably heard this one before, but what if the moon landing wasn't real? Skeptics point to peculiarities in the photos and videos, shadows that fall in different directions, the American flag seemingly rippling in a windless atmosphere, and the technology of the time being far too primitive to guarantee a safe landing. Some claim NASA faked the landing to save face during the Cold War, especially when the US had only a 1 in 10 chance of success. And to make things even weirder, NASA admitted to losing the original footage of the landing. 14. 5G causes health problems. When 5G was introduced, many people were concerned about its potential health risks. The World Health Organization had already classified electromagnetic radiation from wireless devices as possibly carcinogenic, and 5G uses millimeter waves that penetrate the skin more deeply than older networks. Some argue that the long-term effects of this could be disastrous, and over 250 scientists from 40 countries petitioned the Union to slow down the 5G rollout until more research was done. While many experts say 5G is safe, the lack of conclusive research leaves enough doubt to keep the theory alive. 13. The CIA's involvement in the JFK assassination. The assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963 has been surrounded by conspiracy theories since the moment it happened. Officially, Lee Harvey Oswald was identified as the lone gunman, but over the years, new evidence has emerged that suggests otherwise. Some believe the CIA had a hand in orchestrating the assassination due to Kennedy's controversial actions regarding the CIA and Cuba. From suspicious behavior during the investigation to conflicting eyewitness reports, there's no shortage of material to fuel this theory. The fact that key documents are still sealed under national security orders only adds fuel to the fire. If the CIA was involved in political assassinations before, like with Fidel Castro, is it possible they took action against JFK as well? 12. The 9/11 attacks were an inside job. The tragic events of September 11, 2001, are etched into the collective memory of millions. But what if everything we've been told about the attacks isn't the full story? Some believe that the US government orchestrated or allowed the attacks to happen as a pretext to justify the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, as well as to push through laws like the Patriot Act that expanded government surveillance powers. From the controlled demolition theory surrounding the collapse of the Twin Towers to the strange disappearance of Flight 93's wreckage, there are countless aspects of the attacks that raise eyebrows. Could 9/11 have been an elaborate setup to advance a hidden agenda? 11. The Rothschild family controls the world. There's a conspiracy theory that claims the Rothschild family, a wealthy banking dynasty, has controlled world finances for over 200 years. The theory asserts that the Rothschilds have manipulated major historical events, funded wars, and controlled national economies, all in the pursuit of consolidating power. While the family's wealth and influence are undeniable, many argue that the claims about their global dominance are exaggerated. However, the fact that many world leaders and influential figures have had connections to the Rothschilds certainly makes you wonder, could they be pulling the strings behind the scenes? 10. Time travel and the Philadelphia experiment. The Philadelphia experiment is an infamous conspiracy theory that suggests the U.S. Navy conducted a secret experiment in 1943 to make the USS Eldridge invisible to radar. The theory goes further, claiming that the experiment involved time travel, causing the ship to teleport to a different time and place. While the U.S. Navy denies any involvement in such experiments, the unsettling reports from sailors who claim to have been part of the experiment have kept this theory circulating for decades. Could time travel be possible? And if so, could governments already have figured it out? 9. The Vatican is hiding secret knowledge. The Vatican is home to some of the world's most valuable religious and historical artifacts, but some believe it's also hiding much more. Conspiracy theorists suggest that the Vatican's secret archives contain knowledge that could change everything we understand about history, science, and religion. These archives are incredibly secretive, fueling speculation about the texts and documents they contain. Some even believe the Vatican might have proof of extraterrestrial life or ancient religious texts that contradict the Bible. Leaked documents from the Vatican in 2012 exposed internal corruption, adding to the belief that there are bigger secrets being kept hidden from the public. 8. Australian bushfires were started to clear land for a high-speed rail project. Australia's bushfires during the 2019 to 2020 season were blamed on climate change, but some believe they were intentionally started to clear land for a high-speed rail project. During this time, authorities confirmed some fires were the result of arson, leading to speculation that they might have been part of a larger development plan. The fires occurred in areas where the proposed rail route was planned, suggesting a link between the two events. By intentionally burning land, developers could bypass environmental regulations, making it easier to push forward with their plans. Though there's no concrete proof, the timing and arrests have kept the theory alive. 7. Elvis Presley faked his death. When Elvis Presley died in 1977, the world was in shock, but some believe that the king of rock faked his death. There are oddities in the details, such as the spelling of his middle name on his death certificate, which some argue was done intentionally to mislead people. Over the years, numerous sightings of Elvis have been reported, including one where a man resembling him used the alias John Burrow at an airport. Elvis's connection to the FBI, where he reportedly worked on certain cases, fuels the theory that he may have entered witness protection. These strange coincidences make it easy to see why some believe Elvis is still out there, living a secret life. 6. The CIA created HIV as a bioweapon. The theory that the CIA created HIV as a bioweapon began as a Soviet disinformation campaign in the 1980s, but it has gained traction over the years. Some theorists point to the virus's disproportionate impact on marginalized groups, particularly African Americans and homosexual men, as evidence that it was intentionally released. The rapid spread of HIV and the initial inaction from the U.S. government left many questioning if the outbreak was a result of negligence or something more sinister. Historical precedents of unethical government experimentation, such as the Tuskegee syphilis study, add weight to this theory. While there's no concrete evidence, the theory continues to fuel debate about government involvement in the creation of HIV. 5. The FBI is behind Reddit conspiracy threads. Some believe that the FBI is behind the conspiracy threads on Reddit, using the platform to monitor and manipulate discussions. This theory draws on Edward Snowden's revelations about the NSA's online surveillance programs, which included Reddit. The FBI's past operations, such as COINTELPRO in the 1960s and 1970s, involved infiltrating political groups and spreading misinformation. The way conspiracy threads evolve on Reddit, especially how certain topics gain traction while others are silenced or flooded with disinformation, has led some to suspect government involvement. Given these tactics, it's not far-fetched to think that modern-day surveillance might include manipulating online spaces like Reddit. 4. The Tasmanian tiger isn't extinct. Declared extinct in 1936, the Tasmanian tiger, or thylacine, is believed by some to still be roaming the wilds of Australia. In 2013, cryptozoologists discovered feces in the wild that they believed came from a thylacine, fueling speculation that a small population still exists. Despite DNA testing failing to provide conclusive evidence, sightings continue to be reported, with credible witnesses like farmers and park rangers claiming to have seen the elusive animal. Neil Waters, the founder of the Tasmanian Tiger Awareness Group, even uploaded grainy footage in 2021 that he insisted showed a thylacine. While scientists remain skeptical, the ongoing sightings and theories suggest that the species might not be extinct after all. 3. Princess Diana's death wasn't an accident. Princess Diana's death in 1997 was officially attributed to a car crash caused by a drunk driver, but some believe the truth is far more sinister. Diana was a highly influential figure and had a history of conflict with the British royal family, especially after her relationship with Dodi Fayed. Some conspiracy theorists believe that certain members of the establishment were uncomfortable with the possibility of Diana marrying into the Fayed family. Odd details surrounding the crash, such as the malfunctioning surveillance cameras in the tunnel and conflicting reports about the driver's condition, have only fueled these suspicions. Diana herself even predicted her death in a letter, further adding to the mystery of her untimely demise. 2. Jeffrey Epstein's death wasn't a suicide. Jeffrey Epstein's death in 2019 was officially ruled a suicide, but many believe he was silenced before he could expose damaging information about his powerful connections. Epstein had ties to influential figures from politics, business, and entertainment, leading some to think that he was killed to protect these individuals. The circumstances surrounding his death were suspicious. The guards assigned to watch him allegedly fell asleep, and the cameras near his cell malfunctioned. Additionally, the autopsy revealed broken bones in Epstein's neck, which some experts believe are more consistent with strangulation than hanging. These inconsistencies have led to widespread speculation that Epstein's death was not a suicide, but a murder to keep his secrets buried. 1. Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 was hijacked. The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 in 2014 left behind one of the biggest aviation mysteries in history. While the official explanation is that the plane crashed into the Indian Ocean, many believe that the plane was hijacked. The plane changed course unexpectedly, flying for hours in the wrong direction, a move that's incredibly rare in cases of mechanical failure. Furthermore, the transponder, which tracks the aircraft's location, was manually switched off, something that couldn't have happened by accident. Despite satellite data showing the plane was still in the air long after losing contact, no wreckage has been definitively found, making it easy to see why the hijacking theory remains plausible. In conclusion, while many of the facts we've explored may seem unbelievable, they challenge our understanding of the world around us and invite us to question what we think we know. Whether it's mysterious creatures thought to be extinct, mind-boggling scientific phenomena, or historical events shrouded in uncertainty, these stories remind us that there's always more to discover. The world is full of surprises, and the truth might be stranger than fiction. So, the next time you think you've heard it all, remember that reality is often more puzzling than we realize. Keep exploring, stay curious, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more surprising insights.